welcome to my channel. My name is Victoria. I'm a licensed esthetician, and today I thought I would bring you a spa reset. I haven't cleaned up in probably a week. Now I clean daily, but I haven't done a thorough deep clean, and I thought today would be the perfect day to bring you along with me. So hopefully you enjoy and stay tuned. Thank you. So first I decided by cleaning out my wax pot, since that takes the longest to do. I first turn the temperature all the way up and make sure that the wax is nice and hot. I grab a paper towel and a stick, and I just scrape down as much wax as I possibly can while still trying to be careful not to burn myself. Once I've gotten most of the wax out, I take another wax stick and still keep going at it, trying to scrape the leftover wax as much as I can. This process takes a good 5 minutes, give or take. I then turn the temperature down or off, and I spray some Goo Gone on it to release any leftover wax. I just let it sit there for a little bit and let it work its magic. I grab a paper towel. By this point, my wax pot is no longer hot, so I can confidently touch it without feeling scared I'll burn myself. I just use a lot of back and forth motions to scrub it down. There, I need some more Goo Gone, of course, because it takes a while to get it all out. And here it is, all clean, all done. I of course washed it with water, soap, and disinfected it. This is the new wax that I'm trying out by Satin Smooth. I then proceeded to pour the wax directly into the wax pot container. I got to about this point, and then I realized that I didn't have the little mini bucket inside. I had never just put wax directly into the wax container, so I was like, oh well. Too late now, so I'll just have to mess around with the temperature knobs on the outside of the wax. If it gets too hot, then I'll just turn it really low. But it actually ended up working really well, and I like it that way better since I can fit more wax without having to refill as often as I was beforehand. Moving on over to my wax supplies, it was time for me to restock, so I started off with the cotton rounds. I got a new packet, opened it up, and I like to take some scissors and cut it down the side, because it makes it easier for me to dispense it into the big jars by just pushing down on the package without having to touch them with my bare hands. Granted, I of course washed my hands and used sanitizer before I started this, but I just like to be extra careful just in case anything. Once I was done with that, I needed to refill my large wax sticks. And I do sort of the same thing as the cotton rounds. I use the packaging to dispense without having to use gloves and save a little bit of money that way. And I wrap it back up and store it into place. After that, I needed to dust off and clean the platter. So I grabbed some Cabicide and sprayed it down. Sometimes when I get some of the release oil from Satin Smooth. A little bit falls onto the platter and it gets a little oily, so I know it had some drops from that. I of course wiped down the back and I realized there was some more dust around there. Since I have white furniture, it's quite clear and visible where the dust is. So removed everything out of the way and sprayed some more Cavicide and wiping it down, making sure it's squeaky clean. Moving on, I needed to make some more brow wax sticks and strips. So I got out my big roller and started cutting out little strips, probably about an inch wide, give or take. I'm not super precise with it, just as long as I get small little strips. And once I got done with that, I started getting the sticks cut. I use the Petite Applicators by Gigi. They're pretty long, so I cut those in half to make the right size for me, what I like to use. I like to store the leftover applicators inside a sandwich bag. That way they don't fall out and just start rumbling around in my drawer, and it keeps them secure. Next, I was getting ready for a service. I was going to perform a brow wax on my good friend Cassandra. Thank you, girl, if you're watching. So I grabbed my favorite tweezers and some trimmers. I grabbed a pink spoolie. And I was getting also some cotton rounds to cleanse the eyebrows. And I had just cut some fresh sticks, so I grabbed about 11 of them. I used about 10 sticks and strips for the brows, and the 11th I used to test the temperature of the wax on my arm, making sure it's not too hot for the client. And of course, I can't forget the gloves. I like to use a little sandwich Ziploc baggie to collect the excess sticks and strips. There is the before and there is the after on my dear friend. Once I was done with that, I had some spare time, so I decided to work on my service records, making sure I keep track of the products and services that I did on clients for that day, and I believe I had like 2 of them that I needed to do from the previous day. I also have a little section after every service log where I can add any notes that I think might be important. For example, any recent injectables like Botox or fillers, or if they're planning to go away on a vacation, anything I feel like may be important for either that service or the next service. I like to add that in there. I then checked to see how my wax was going, see if it was warm enough or if I needed to let it melt a little bit longer, and I think it was a good consistency, not to apply, but making sure that all the wax was melted. And so far, I like the wax, but I think I might try a new one next time. By this time, it was the end of the day, so I was just cleaning up, spraying down my bed, making sure it's nice and sanitary. I then grabbed my Swiffer duster and started dusting off all of my frames in my room. So that included any certificates, my license, my registration, as well as my decor frames that I have around. I don't dust every week. I do this every 2 to 3 weeks depending on when I have time and when I remember to do so. I also needed to wipe down my mirror. I didn't have any of my favorite glass cleaner by Spray Away, so I just used the Cavicide. It didn't work that good and I knew it wouldn't, but I still wanted to clean it off, so I tried my best to clean it as well as I could. Once I was done, I started to sweep the floors. Nothing fancy, just grabbing a broom and a dust picker-upper. I don't know what it's called in English. I know in Spanish it's called a recogedor. So if you know, let me know. That way I know. And then finally, once I was all done, it was time for me to mop. I don't have a traditional mop and water bucket. I have this one by Swiffer, I believe, where I just dispose of it after each use, and I like it so far. Since I have a small space, it works for me and it's quite convenient. Alright everyone, so that concludes the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me just basically clean and restock on a few things that I needed to restock on. Let me know what you guys would like to see next. I plan on coming out with another video here soon, hopefully within 2 weeks or so. And thank you for watching. Bye!